Amy's coming at 5 or 5:30.
Wait, what's happening?
I was talking to Kristen.
Oh,
Our sign off on physical therapy is coming today at 5 o'clock.
oh, good, good. Well, our audience, I'm sure, is applauding that already. Um,
Yay.
Good morning, Michael. How are you?
Good morning, New York. Vinnie. He's in Seattle. I'm in LA. And this is Mikey and Vinnie take on the world, which is easier than taking on the truth or the facts or the news or the results or the score.
Well, there's such a lot of world to take on. I mean, it's the world is blustering. It's amazing.
And don't
With
forget
all of,
every Friday our Spolpakia special.
well, we'll get to Spolpakia today at some point. There were just so many. What a weekend it was. Good news and sad. So we'll try to get to it all and cover it all and give people a chance to at least hear our thoughts. And
we used to give equal time to anybody with a good idea, but now we don't care about that because of the equal time clause in our contract with the Spolpakian Broadcasting Company. We don't have to give equal time to anybody. We don't even have to do the show if we don't want to. We can just sit in the studio and get paid.
Well, it seems that there's a few days a week that we don't do the show. So, I mean, could it get any easier for human beings than us?
That in fact is a rumor. If you come to the site and you can't find the show for that day, just because you can't find it doesn't mean we didn't do a show. It could be a secret show.
It could be somewhere. It could be stopped by government agents. You don't really know. Well, we try to tell you. We try to get the word to you, but you spend your money. Listen, you get every penny's worth of what you pay for this show.
And if a government official is taking care of our show, they're not being paid right now. So what are they doing?
They're waiting for some part of government to have a vote. They're waiting for the Republicans and the Democrats to go arm in arm up the steps of Capitol Hill and up into the cradle of government and take a vote. And Mike Johnson has said, he stood up this morning and said, if we get if the Democrats get on their knees and unzip our zippers and go to work, I'll have all the Republicans back here in town.
They'll be back within 30 minutes.
They're also at a bar in Alexandria, Virginia, just waiting.
I had a suspicion that was what they were waiting for, and now it's come to fruition.
And as an added extra attraction, we'll have Mamdani come down, jump in his car, and drive down from New York and stand in front of the Capitol and greet everybody.
You're a car expert. What kind of car does Mamdani drive?
I don't think he owns a car. I think I read somewhere that he does not own a car. He takes public transportation. Now, I might be wrong. That's something that I thought I read somewhere. So I've got no use for the guy if that's the case. I mean, he really must be a socialist if he doesn't own a car.
I think that's...
Well, socialists own cars. I mean, that was a big thing in socialism, right? Was the Lada and the Yugo and the
Volkswagen,
the ZIL, and
that was the first experiment. Was the people's car, the Volkswagen?
Right. Yeah. I mean, that was that socialist automotive.
That's before the people's car became the Volvo.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know, what is the people's car this day. I guess the Subaru is the people's car. Although we had a good conversation over the weekend about what is kind of that subject. Of course, I'm going to be at the auto show this weekend, and over here at Lumen Field, while the Seahawks are down in beautiful
SoFi Stadium,
California, SoFi Stadium.
They're coming down to play the Rams when the Rams are at their very best.
Right. We're going to up here. We're going to roll cars into the Lumen Field Event Center and have the auto show. And
figure eights in the outfield.
No, they won't let us do that, but we can park them all there, and people can come and see them and drive them and play with them and do all sorts of stuff like that. So that's going to be cool. So we will, without a doubt, have fun doing that. But we'll have to decide what is. I mean, I think a people's car, if you go by the strict definition of what's popular with people. I mean, I would have to say that the Toyota RAV4 is the people's car. That's the most popular car.
That's number one, and that's number one sales across the country.
That's number one. Although the number one sales is actually, well, it's like a little bit of a touch. The F-150 Ford, and then there's the Toyota RAV4, and they can't make enough of either of them. They can't make enough F-150s. As a matter of fact, they're now, they're cutting production on the Lightning. And I was thinking that don't be surprised if they go and take the electric Lightnings back to the factory and slap some engines in them and get them out the door as internal combustion engine vehicles.
Just buy it. What kind of engine do you want? We'll put anything you want in it. Just buy it.
You want a Volkswagen engine? You want a Boxer? We'll put one in there for you. Whatever you want in there. So
if you live on the hill, you can get a coaster model.
Yeah, you don't have to have any engine. That's this one gets infinity miles to the gallon. As many because it doesn't use gas. It doesn't use anything. You just got to live at the top of a hill.
You gotta, and how you get it back up there is your problem. But it's also your secret.
People love those glider planes, right? So you get one of those things, those catch things, and you put it out in the street. And when the bus comes up the street, you catch on the back of it, and he takes up a hill.
Gotcha. Good idea. Fine idea.
And you can save a lot of money on something like that.
When it snows in Seattle, that won't work quite as well as you might think.
Not well, and you also have to correlate your life to the bus schedule.
Yeah.
You really have to,
to the top of the hill, but wait for the transfer.
See what time is let's see what time is this bus coming up the street here. But anything is possible. It's Seattle. And in Seattle, we believe that anything is possible.
And you hook yourself to a crosstown bus, you end up on the east side. The fashionable east side.
The trendy and Tony east side. What was your weekend like, Michael? What did you watch?
I watched the 49ers get decimated. I saw some good college football.
Really good.
A lot of close games.
Did you see that Indiana? Was it Indiana? Was it Indiana Penn State?
That kid's a great quarterback, Fernando.
That catch at the end of the game was something. I didn't see the whole game, but I saw that catch several times.
They're a dynamic team, and the kid is going to be a big star.
And I saw the Seahawk game, and that was an incredible endeavor by the Seahawks. I mean, they were ahead of the Cardinals, almost at the Chicago Cardinals. They were ahead of the Arizona Cardinals by 30 points before you even kind of took the froth off your beer.
Like the Sunday night game with Pittsburgh scoring 3 points.
Yeah, what happened in that Steeler game? I didn't watch that. I was out of the house.
The Steelers didn't bother showing up.
That's unusual. That's a team that
no, they didn't have it. They didn't have it.
Usually shows up. I mean, everybody lays an egg every once in a while, lays a stinker.
But Rodgers was intercepted twice.
Well, it'll be entertaining today. As a matter of fact, it's probably going on, or it's probably gone on already. Today, it'll be tomorrow. It'll be entertaining to listen to the Mike Tomlin press conference.
He didn't have much to say. He said that
the one on Tuesday, the preview press conference. That's where they really, after he's had a chance to go over the films and look and see what happened, then he kind of gets to the meat. And
well, I don't know what he's going to say, but it won't change the outcome, I'm afraid.
No, it will not change the outcome. But they're always entertaining. I mean, if you go on Steelers.com, they broadcast them. They're always worth a listen. He is one of the most forthright and unique speakers
in the NFL. I mean, he has a way of putting things that you've never heard anything like it. And if you're buzzing around your internet, the press conference, I think, is at noon on Tuesday.
Noon Pittsburgh time.
Noon on Tuesday, Pittsburgh time, which would be 9 o'clock our time, unless they've changed it. But I believe that's still the standard. The standard is the standard, as Mike would say, Coach Tomlin. They're worth a listen. They're always worth a listen.
Well, it was a pretty disappointing show, even for me, a casual Steelers observer, that just didn't have it.
Good. Well, I'm glad I didn't see it then. I like to see the Steelers do well, and being as I don't know if I'd call myself a casual fan, because I'm more interested. I mean, I observe the Steelers probably more as a fan than any other team, except maybe for the Jets.
Well, you got to see the whole city turn itself into a freak show every time it was time to play football.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's no doubt about it. I mean, when they play football, especially a Sunday night or a Monday night game, a game where they are the focus, it turns into quite a scene.
There was quite a scene here because they played here, but the Chargers, it felt like a road game for them because there's so many Pittsburgh fans in the stands.
Yeah. Well,
and cheering, you could hear them.
They travel as good, if not better, than any other NFL team. They travel. You hardly ever see anybody in a different jersey or uniform in their stadium, acrimonious stadium. But anywhere you go with the Steelers, I'm talking about even here in Seattle. I mean, you would think this would be a place that
anywhere on the planet
fans would show up, And
they're coming.
Pittsburgh, they love Seattle. There's a direct flight every day. AS 412. I know the flight by heart. And they get the tickets, and they find willing participants to sell them tickets. And when Sunday comes around and the doors open up, there's a lot of black and gold in the stands. A lot of times more black and gold, or as equal amount of black and gold as there is Seahawk colors, whatever different colors the Seahawk fans are wearing that day. So, and it's not like that just in Seattle. It's like that everywhere they go.
Everywhere in the world.
Everywhere in the world they go, man. That is, I think it used to be the Raiders that were like that. Now, the modern day, and I suspect that the Raiders are to a certain degree, but the Raiders haven't had a lot of success in the past few years.
They've got such a weird product. They really do.
Yeah, it's a team that plays in a city that it appears could care less about them. Their fans come from a few hundred miles away. They had
high desert.
They had to come from Los Angeles, or they come from Oakland. But I don't know that there's a lot of Raider fans in Las Vegas.
Because you have to commit to Las Vegas. There's no room in your commitment for a football team. You have to commit to the city, to the strip, to the idea.
Yeah, you have to, and people just, I don't know. I think the A's. Well, I don't think the A's are going to run into the same problem, because they're, with 162 games, 81 of them being in Las Vegas. People don't travel to baseball games as they do. People don't travel to Las Vegas in the summer if they can help it.
It's like driving behind a bus that's on fire.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a pleasant place to be in the summer if you're outdoors.
Gets a little warm. It gets just plain 116 degrees.
Yeah, and getting warmer. I mean, it's just
might
not
get
a
warmer.
place that. Yeah. So they'll have their own unique set of problems. Did you hear about Bruce Bochy?
No.
He is officially a Giant.
Well, he's an advisor.
They officially hired Bosch as a special advisor to baseball operations for the San Francisco Giants, which means he's going to be the manager. They got that young guy, and they brought him in.
They got the kid from Tennessee who's going to get the
College
watch.
coach, and you're the manager, but do what he tells you.
What kind of contract will he get? Something like Brian Kelly got at LSU.
Do what he tells you, and you'll be okay. And he'll educate him for a couple of years, and then Bosch will ride off into the sunset with Tim Flannery singing songs right behind him.
Yeah,
just a rider in the rain.
Flannery's still playing the clubs up and down the coast.
He's a good man, Tim Flannery. I like Tim Flannery. He's a good guy. He plays a nice guitar.
Third base was his place.
He's one of the all-time staples on the New York Vinnie Super Bowl Sunday baseball music special. He's held a good place. He gave us a personalized intro and everything. So,
well, the challenge for the Giants is going to be to hire coaches now. And is this college coach going to hire the guys that Bochy wants? Or is he going to hire the guys that he wants? Because he needs a coaching staff.
Well, Buster. I mean, Buster's going to have a word in this, isn't he?
Buster will have many things to say. Buster's the boss.
Yeah, I'd imagine at some point that Buster is going to jump in there and say, well, this is who I think. And, we're getting to the point in time, Michael, where I don't recognize many of the coaches' names anymore.
Why they're there.
Used to be that the coaches were former players.
In fact, almost players. Always.
There were always guys that were, 2 or 3 years removed from playing, and they became coaches.
And your hitting coach has a lifetime batting average of 227. And the pitching coach has got 7 lifetime victories. You wonder how the hell they got in the game.
And now it seems that many coaches, you got no idea who they are.
Or what they do. Or how they do it.
They're usually now career minor leaguers. So, I don't know. I know that Don Mattingly did an interview over maybe it was before the weekend, and they had asked Mattingly if he wants to stay with the Blue Jays or if he would like to go back to the Yankees.
And
that was interesting because he said he didn't quite know what he wanted to do. He said that his managing days were over. He didn't see that he would be a manager again. But I can tell you from experience and from knowing the crowd in New York, as I do.
Donnie Baseball.
The minute Donnie Baseball comes back to the Yankees in any capacity whatsoever, they're going to call for him to be the manager. The fans are. That's just what's going to happen. And so that's a pretty tough thing to put around somebody's neck, to put around Aaron Boone's neck. I mean, he's walking on eggshells as it is.
They had a chance to get Mattingly. I mean, he left Miami and went to Toronto. There was a gap in there that they could have exercised their influence on him if they really wanted him as a Yankee again.
Could just be that they don't want him. I mean, you don't.
It's possible. Ask Yogi Berra what it was like not being wanted by your team.
Yeah, well, but he had another team that wanted him quickly. Yep. That was the good thing is Yogi. When the Yankees didn't want him anymore, the Mets were more than happy.
They didn't have to move
to bring him over. He could stay right there in Montclair, New Jersey.
Just remember how to get on the train and where it's going.
No,
you're not going there. Go here.
He just had to remember to get off on the on the Major Deegan and go over to Triborough out to Shea Stadium as opposed to, or go to Cross Bronx and go over to Whitestone instead of just getting off there and going down the Harlem River Drive to Yankee Stadium. Speaking about the Mets, sad news from Metland. Lorinda DeRoulet, which name probably means nothing to most people in the world today.
What does it mean to you?
If you are me and you are a New York baseball fan, you know that Lorinda DeRoulet is the daughter of Mrs. Joan Payson. And Mrs. Joan Payson was the Giants fan who put up the money to buy the 1962 National League franchise that became the Metropolitans. It was her money. She was the owner of the team, one of the first women that owned a baseball team.
Was she a benevolent owner?
Well, she had a sign show there for a while.
How could you not?
First thing she did was hire Casey, and that was a direct order from her.
You hire that man.
I'll finance the team, but you keep Casey Stengel in New York, who was 75 years old at the time.
But he had a good question that he never got answered.
Yeah. Well,
anybody here playing this game?
The answer was no. But anyway, Lorinda was her daughter, and she passed away last week at the ripe old age of 95.
Wow.
And I used to see her. She was the first woman that served as the chief operating officer of a baseball club. Not just the owner or the chairman of the board, but the actual president of the club.
As a Mets fan, what do you think of her tutelage? What did you think of her time in charge?
Well, she stuck with a guy way too long. She had a guy named M. Donald Grant that ran the club for her. And
sounds a bit like a banker instead of a shortstop.
Well, he was. And he ruined the club. When he got final control of the club, he made so many mistakes. His biggest was trading Tom Seaver. Him and Seaver, part of M. Donald Grant's problem was that the writer for the Daily News, Dick Young, had his ear.
Controlled the town.
And Dick Young didn't like Tom Seaver, didn't like his family, didn't like his wife for reasons unbeknownst to me. He was a bitter old fuck. One of these sports writers that wanted control of everything and thought that he was better than the game or the profession.
So he didn't care about the winning and the losing, just who was in charge.
Right. And so he got into Seaver's into Grant's ear, saying that Seaver was no good. He was this, and then Grant wrote an article about Tom Seaver's wife, Nancy, that was not flattering. And after that, Seaver went into Grant and said, "Get me the hell out of here. You got what you wanted. Get me out." Seaver never wanted to be traded. But after that little trick that Seaver, Young played, he certainly greased the skids.
Who did they get for Seaver?
Pat Zachary, Doug Flynn, Steve Henderson, and Dan Norman.
Hindu came along in that trade, huh?
Steve Henderson, not Dave Henderson.
Oh, Hindu too.
Yeah, he was the Mets Hindu. All four of them together couldn't equal a quarter of Tom Seaver.
Not a 20-game season.
No, it was the beginning of the darkest period in Mets history, and it came and on the same day, as a matter of fact, Grant traded Dave Kingman.
What?
So
Dave Kingman?
Not only did you give up your pitching, but you also gave up the biggest piece of power you had as well.
Where did Kingman go?
Boy, where did he go? Chicago, I think.
The Cubs?
I think he went to the Cubs, yeah. So, anyway, so she passed away, and God rest her soul. I used to, when I used to go to the ballpark in the bad days, and the days of Frankie and Frenchie and the guys who you'd give them a couple of bucks and they'd sit you down right next to the dugout because there was nobody going to the ballparks. Many times I sat next to the DeRoulays.
Wow.
And got to know Mrs. DeLaray and her daughter. And we would talk baseball and just stuff. And they were really nice people.
They just had the wrong general manager.
I could never figure out why in the world she never asked where my tickets were. Never.
Personal question. That would have been rude.
Frenchie and Gus especially. Well, no, actually it was Jerry. Jerry used to sit me. You know, she had the seat right next to the dugout. Jerry would sit me the next row over on the other side of the aisle. Second row back.
Just to watch the fireworks, he thought.
And she must have thought that I had those were my seats. Because he sat me there enough times, you know, me and my friend Murray again, and sat me there enough times that she probably thought, you know, summer 78, she must have thought that those were our seats.
So when you and Murray would go to the game, did you have to twist his arm? Come on, let's go to the game. He said, I'm not watching those guys play another game.
Nope. Never had to twist his arm. We had a routine that was a perfect routine. You know, we'd get up. I wasn't working that year. So 78, I didn't work in the summer. I worked at it. They laid me off in, boy, I want to say like end of May, beginning of June. And so I was living on 34th Avenue. You could walk to Shea Stadium from where we were living. Murray lived across the street. So get up in the morning. What do you want to do? There's a day game today. All right. You know, we had to drive there, park across the street in front of Sambucci Brothers junkyard. And I knew the Sambucci brothers, so they'd watch my car, make sure nobody messed with it. And we'd walk across the street, buy a $1.35 ticket, and go up the ramp and meet Jerry or Frenchie or Gus. Give them.
They wear uniforms,
and they'd sit us, and they knew who was coming, who wasn't coming, they knew the lay of the land. And it probably had 50, 100 other people that did the same thing. Used to be right across. You lived in New York for a little while, so you may remember Skulls Angels, which was the taxi cab company, the radio dispatch taxi cab company. We were right next door to Skulls Angels. They were right there. Anyway, so that's New York history. Another sad note this weekend, from yesterday, the passing of Lenny Wilkins.
Yeah, and Paul Tagliabue too.
Well, yeah, I'll go with with Lenny Wilkins first because, Tagliabue too had an effect on Seattle, but Lenny Wilkins. Well, you know what? Let's just quickly talk about Paul Tagliabue. commissioner of the NFL, oversaw expansion in the NFL, wound up stopping the Seahawks from leaving
For Anaheim.
For Anaheim. He was, his friendship with John Nordstrom ran deep.
Paid off.
And he promised Nordstrom that he would do everything he could to not let the Seahawks leave Seattle.
And Tagliabue was a better lawyer than whoever Ken Behring had.
Yeah. So he was the one that cut the deal, that oversaw the deal and made sure that the Seahawks stayed here and wouldn't let Tagliabue let other team owners move their teams around. Most notably Al Davis, who moved them up and down I-5 more
His
than
lawyer was Joe Aliotto.
And, he didn't have much to do with that. The Rams and their movement back and forth from L.A. out to St. Louis. The Cardinals from St. Louis out to Phoenix. And there was
The Colts
movements in there. But, he let a lot of teams move, but he didn't let the Seahawks move. And that, I believe, was due to his friendship with John Nordstrom.
It was a smart move, too.
Yeah, and that John Nordstrom virtually didn't want, was not going to let the team leave town.
And I don't know if the Seahawks did it on purpose, but they got themselves a great quarterback, it seems, by accident. They didn't set out to be a team that was going to be captained by Darnold. But now they have one of the better quarterbacks in the league working for him.
Well, yeah, he found a home. Darnold has found a home. He's found a system. He has found some guys that want to work in the system. And he has an offensive line.
And he can win.
He tends not to throw the interception. Geno, listen, Geno Smith was a nice guy. Geno Smith was a quarterback that was an adequate quarterback. Adequate.
No longer adequate.
Some games for you. But when the pressure was on and it was a close game and the clock was ticking,
he was going to throw that next pass right into the fist of a lineman.
He didn't have it. And I don't know how much abuse I took, just saying that this, up to and including being called a racist because, I didn't like Geno. But I knew Geno from West Virginia. I saw his act there.
I don't know how he convinced Pete Carroll of all this, though.
Well,
not
Carroll
once but twice.
Somebody. Carroll had to have somebody after Russell Wilson. Had to have somebody. And while he got Locke from the, in the trade, who was supposed to be the guy and still is the backup quarterback, he was a guy that I guess they never figured was going to be the guy.
Well, he's on the kicking team.
So anyway, so Paul Tagliabue passed away. And again, you could make a case. You're very right. You could make a case that without Paul Tagliabue and without John Nordstrom, that this team would not be, the Seahawks, that is, would not be in Seattle.
And that's funny because they would have ended up in Anaheim, theoretically, which would have prevented the San Diego Chargers from moving to L.A.
Well, yeah, there was a double-edged sword. They didn't want to lose this market, number one. Number two, they didn't want Ken Behring in
Weren't
Los
happy.
Angeles.
Weren't that happy with him.
They weren't happy with him. He wasn't their kind of guy. He didn't fit into that owner's club. I don't know whatever possessed Nordstrom to sell him the team. But the last thing that the NFL wanted was a guy like Ken Behring in Los Angeles. So it served them right for somebody else to come in and buy the team. They had to go out and had to find somebody to buy the team.
Did they ever bring the desks back? Remember, they sent all their furniture, their office furniture to Anaheim into a warehouse. Did they ever bring it back?
Yeah, it all came back. They had it in that school, remember? They had a school down there, like an abandoned public school that they brought all the stuff to. And then they were told to pack it back up in the trucks and bring it back up. That was when Mark Collins and his Save Our Seahawks people stood in front of the moving vans, remember?
Yeah.
On a Sunday, when they were trying to sneak out of town, these guys got wind of it somehow, and they stood in front of the moving vans.
Because as the Colts proved to everybody in Baltimore, once the furniture is gone, that's it.
Once the furniture's gone, you're in trouble. But they eventually got the moving vans down there. They moved the equipment down there, and Tagliabue told them, take it back. You have no standing in Los Angeles. It's a long ride, but go get your stuff and bring it back.
And that was when Los Angeles had no professional football.
They had nothing. And they weren't going to give that market to Ken Behring. Excuse me. It wasn't going to happen. They weren't going to give him
number one television market in the nation.
Wasn't going to happen. They were going to get their money for that market. Somehow, some way. Because remember, there had been all this talk about the NFL was going to build a one stadium that both teams were going to use. Going to have two teams. Both. It was a mess. They didn't know what they were going to do.
That's the way it came out. Except the NFL didn't build it. The owner of the Rams did.
Right. Well, he saw the potential of the gold mine there. So, and the other death, which is,
essential to Seattle sports story.
Yeah, is one of the great Seattle sports stories is the death yesterday of longtime Sonic player, coach, head coach, not only the Sonics, but now the third winningest coach in the NBA. But at one time, the winningest coach in the NBA, Lenny Wilkens.
Who everyone loved.
Who was just Mr. Basketball here. I mean, people had a love for Slick Watts. People had a love for,
Jack Sigma.
Spencer Haywood. People had a love for all of these different Sonics in this town. But the love for Lenny Wilkens transcended. It was almost on a Bill Russell level. It was almost now. I don't know how many times you had met him or talked to him or golfed in his tournament or anything like that. I think you golfed in his tournament once at least.
Maybe, but I don't recall meeting him ever.
Well, I was lucky enough to get to meet him a few times and talk with him because we were landsmen. He was from Brooklyn and still had his accent.
Of course.
And I was from New York, and people tell me I still have an accent.
Nah.
And so I met him at a couple of events, and then at his golf tour. I got invitations to go. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing right now my Lenny Wilkens
golf tournament
sweater. Had a nice swag bag, Lenny. Really nice swag bag. And his accomplishments on the basketball court were incredible. I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame as a player and in the Hall of Fame as a coach. He led the Sonics to their only championship in 1979. He kept this organization when it really kind of was in danger of going downhill.
In terms of quality?
He kept the organization top of mind for people. And he did that on the basis, I think, of his being able to play basketball and coach basketball.
Personal leadership.
His off the court things. He became involved with the Odessa Brown Children's Clinic when he first got here. And he was involved with that charity until yesterday and raised millions of dollars for homeless and underprivileged children to get medical care. It is not a stretch to say that there are kids in the Central District and all over Seattle, not just the Central District, but there are kids that are alive today because of what Lenny Wilkens did with that clinic. That he made sure that these kids got nutrition, and he made sure that these kids got health screenings, because he said that you know, if you're sick or you're hungry, you can't learn. If you have to go to school and put your head down on the desk because you're sick, you are not learning anything. And there had to be somebody that cared about that. And Lenny Wilkens was the guy that cared about that. One of the people. And he hooked up with the Odessa Brown Clinic and did golf tournaments for them, I think, until 2019 might have been the last one. I was gone for from 2010 until 2019. They named the street in front of the Coliseum, the old barn, Lenny Wilkens Way. They have a statue of him in front of it. First statue that's out there. He was a vital part of the Seattle community.
And he was a star.
And he was a star. He was a star that knew how to be a star. He was a guy that you could sit and talk to and ask a question and do an interview with.
And if you were a player, you better listen.
And if you were smart, you listened to what he was saying. If you wanted to learn about basketball, if you wanted to learn about being a human being, you listen to Lenny Wilkens. And you just his type of person, I don't know that they come along anymore. I used to say, somebody will come along to take his place, but I'm not sure how we're constructed as human beings that there are people like that, because Lenny wasn't like he wasn't overly rich. I mean, he had money, but he wasn't he never signed a $200 million contract or anything like that.
Wonder if he did commercials for the local.
I'm trying to think if I ever saw him do a commercial. Yeah, I think I saw him do a couple of commercials. But Lenny was just a guy. He was a guy who wanted to make the world a better place. He wanted to make his game a better place. And he wanted to make the world a better place. And, it's funny because when he came here he was to play for the Sonics. He came here. He never thought it was going to be a permanent thing. He was going to come and he was going to go back east. And that thing that happens to people that come here, they get bit by.
They don't expect it, but it happens.
Yeah, you get bit by a love for this city. and he fell in love with the city. And him and his wife stayed here. Were they married 60-something years? And he just was a great guy. He was first. Now he's third in all-time coaching victories. Greg Popovich and Don Nelson are the two guys in front of him. As a matter of fact, he became the all-time leader in coaching wins in 1995, January 6, 1995. His 939th victory put him ahead of Red Auerbach. And I think he was with the Hawks.
Yeah, Atlanta.
When he did that. Yeah, I think he was with the Hawks. But a better, finer human being, I don't think you'll find than Lenny Wilkens. I mean, you may find better basketball players. You know, I mean, he's not a Jordan. He's not a Shaq. You know, he's not one of those guys. But he was a leader. He was a guy that everybody on his team would listen to, be confident in, follow down a path. And like I said, he led the Sonics to a world championship. Two straight championship appearances. He lost the first year in 78 and came back and won it in 79. In a time that it was tough to repeat anything in the NBA. But it's a sad day for sports in this town, and he will be missed. He'll be missed at the functions that he went to. He'll be missed by people who just knew him around town. And I hope that when I drive by his statue later today, that so many people will have placed flowers and just tributes to Lenny, because he's one of the people that deserved it.
Well, let's hope that's the case.
So, hopefully he will get that. I think it'll be a huge. It'll be just a great guy, and I just don't think you'll see people of that kind anymore. It's a different world. It's a different. It's just a different world, Michael. You know, people don't. I don't think people think like that anymore. It's more of a me mindset than a we mindset anymore.
What can I do for myself to make myself happy?
Yeah, in many ways. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, I'm just trying to find. The story just flashed in my eyes, and I just want to see if I can quickly go to ESPN and see if I can find this story, because it's Brian Daboll is out as the Giants head coach.
Those guys can't win for losing.
Yeah, that's a sad thing. I'm looking. There is, there's a huge story that is brewing. Well, yeah, ESPN isn't going to put this on the front page. I don't even know why.
It must be gambling. Right?
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Let me just. But the same
basketball players going down, baseball players going down. Everybody's under arrest.
Emmanuel
Class A and Louis Ortiz have been charged in the gambling investigation. Pitchers for the Cleveland Guardians charged with sharing inside information with their pitchers about their pitches with bettors. Ortiz was arrested on Sunday. I don't know what happened with Class A, but these are guys that
Thought they could game the game.
Right. That they knew that they were doing something that would enable gamblers who were gambling on prop bets to profit. They would throw a certain pitch. Class A would not go in the game at a certain point. He said he was injured. Class A threw a pitch outside the strike zone in the dirt, and the people that were conspiring with him allegedly made $58,000 on that pitch.
Oh, how much did he make?
Well, it couldn't have been as much as he's going to lose. So,
no way.
So both were charged with wire fraud conspiracy, honest services wire fraud conspiracy. I don't know what that is. Money laundering conspiracy and conspiracy to influence sporting contests by bribery.
And he better watch the door if he's not a citizen, is he?
I don't know. I don't know. It is, again, Michael, we have talked about this time and time again. I have been on this soapbox for years. Gambling will be the ruination of sports in this society.
But we've embraced it so ridiculously.
Because you are not going to be able to trust the outcome of a game.
And if you join our betting pool, we'll control the bets so that you can win some, and it'll encourage you to bet more, and then you'll be surprised how much you lose.
Yep. Give you a little taste of it. It's like drugs. We give you a little taste of it, and then when you come back for more, then we charge you for it.
Full freight.
Full freight. And there's no salvation.
And there's no upside.
Freight salvage is the name of the ball.
Except the league. The league gets its cut.
But the league gets its cut. Funny how there's no mention of it on ESPN.
Well, no, they're out in front of the tent with a come on, and come on, come all.
On the front page of ESPN.com. No mention of it.
You got arrests in 2 sports.
Yeah, and this coming on top of course, the NBA stuff 2 weeks ago.
We're not done with them yet.
Who knows? I suspect that this is going to launch investigations into all the major sports. And now every time a player pulls himself out of a game for some reason, in basketball or in football or in baseball, people are going to wonder, well, he didn't look too hurt. How come he's pulling himself out of the game?
Didn't you do that last week? Haven't you seen this act before?
It's I don't know. I think that I guess some people don't care. I guess there are a number of people that don't give a crap about it, to be honest with you.
You can bet on that.
Yeah. And it's sad, but I think that it'll be people are too addicted to sports, so I won't say it'll ruin sports completely, but it's ruining people. I mean, we all know somebody who was ruined by sports gambling.
Wambling.
We all know somebody.
And it's not going to get any better. We all know somebody who's into the shies, who has gambled their kids' college fund, who has decimated their family, can't buy food.
I know it's a joke, but Charles Barkley talks about it on the air during the games. I bet on this game. I'm losing my shirt here.
Yeah. Well, Charles can bet on his game because he's got the money to lose. But Sammy Schmuckwin that's driving a truck and got 4 kids.
I know Sammy.
He's going to have a Christmas this year.
He's disturbed.
Because he's down at the sports book, playing the prop bets, trying to make his salary back that he just lost.
Looking for an edge.
Worst thing the states ever did is legalize sports gambling. Worst thing. You want to know why not? Don't look for it on ESPN, but look for it almost anywhere. All right. It is Veterans Weekend.
Or it was.
Well, still, today's the day off. Government offices are closed. Oh.
Oh, that. I didn't know that was a holiday. I just thought that was mismanagement.
No, there actually would be closed today. The actual Veterans Day is the 11th. So that'll be tomorrow. The 11th day of the 11th month at 11 a.m. is when they signed the armistice for the war to end all wars.
You had to be there.
I don't know if it was a particularly nice place to be.
Well, remember, they carved up the Middle East and no one paid any attention to that. What are we doing? We're ending the war in Europe. But what are you guys doing over here? We're carving up the Middle East. Oh, let me get back to you. I got a lunch.
Well, that was after World War II, wasn't it, when they carved up the Middle East, or was it after World War One?
After World War One. That's what caused the World War II. They made sure that there was a World War II by the way they ended World War One.
Yeah, okay. I always thought that they did all of that in after World War II. Anyway, so if you know a veteran, if you know somebody, thank them for their service. And again, this is for the veterans that are still with us. This is not Memorial Day. Memorial Day is at the end of May, and that's for the veterans that have left us, that were killed in the line of duty. Most solemn day, should be the most solemn day on the American calendar, because it pays tribute to the people who laid down their lives for this country. This is to honor the people that served so that we enjoy things like democracy and freedom and all the other things that you see.
They're on short supply.
Getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller.
Objects do not appear in your mirror at all.
But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't take a minute. And if you know a veteran, if you know somebody that served, if you know somebody that sacrificed some of their life so that they could go in the Army, and whether I know there's people always say, well, this guy served in Vietnam and it wasn't he went to Iraq because of Bush. It doesn't matter. They followed their orders. They did what the country was telling them was right at the time. And they should be honored. And besides, we're almost out of World War II veterans. The tank is getting empty.
Damn near totally empty.
Damn near totally empty. I don't think we have too many World War II veterans left. No. And we're running low on Korean War veterans.
Going to run low on Vietnam veterans.
Yeah, I mean we're running low. So if you know a veteran, do something nice for them. You know, there's several veteran homes in this area. You know, homes.
Smash burgers for everybody.
You know, wouldn't hurt you to pick up a bouquet of flowers or something, or I don't know, uh, you know something. I don't know. Maybe a big old bottle of Old Peculiar, and drop it off at the veterans home with 6 glasses.
Nothing but trouble. Nothing but trouble.
Hey, you're sitting in the veterans home. What else do you have to do but get in trouble, right? Why not? All right, that's
a show for today.
That puts a show in the books, man.
We'll do it on for a wacky Wimpy Wednesday.
Yes, let's meet together on Wednesday. Don't forget a couple of things. The auto show this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll be there on Saturday. Would love for you to come down, and we'll be broadcasting live from there on Saturday.
Broadcast live, baby.
It's the Seattle International Auto Show. There are tickets available. Go to their website, and you can buy tickets and see all of these cool cars. You can not only see them, but you can drive them.
And if you could drive and own which one would you choose?
Boy, I'd have to, wow. You know, I really like that Ioniq 6. And they're coming out with the Hyundai Ioniq 6, and they're coming out with an N edition, which is their performance edition. And I can't wait to drive that. I'm really enamored with that car. That was one of the grooviest cars. But I think that, that was an exceptional car. The Kia EV6 was also an exceptional car. And
every year I picked the Bentley, but it never get delivered. It's coming next week. Come on, we had a mix up. It's on its way. Don't worry, it's coming. No.
I wish they'd send me a Bentley. They used to send me Bentleys. They don't send me Bentleys anymore. They send me Bentleys. Used to send me Porsches. Now I can't even get a Nissan. So I don't know. I'm hoping that. Anyway, it's going to be a great time on Saturday, and on Wednesday we're also going to have an announcement of an event going on this weekend that I'm going to take part in too on Sunday, having to do with the Seahawks game.
Sunday.
I'm going to get out and try to raise some money for the Seahawks. Not the Seahawks, but the fans of the Seahawks have an organization that does a lot of good in the community, Fans for Good. And you can go to my my Facebook page and read about it. And I'll also talk about it on Wednesday too. But
it's doing good is good. Thank you for doing some good.
Keep your Sunday, your plans for Sunday open, because we're all going to get together on Sunday down in beautiful, where is that place? Kent, I think. Kent or Federal Way, somewhere down there. Your favorite place?
My favorite spot, Pig Wallop. What about the game? Is it a Sunday game? Sunday night game?
Is next week's game? I don't think it's a night game. I think it's a regular afternoon game.
Okay.
I think. Let me look quickly at the schedule.
1 o'clock game.
Is it a 1 o'clock game? Yeah. And who do you got tonight? Who do you like tonight? Eagles or the Packers?
Eagles.
The Steagles?
Hi.
Here's a game that you got to watch Thursday night. Jets and the Patriots.
What if the Jets don't show?
Well, the Jets won their game for the year, so they're probably going to go home.
Go home, rest, relax, get on the couch.
You know, you couldn't take the Jets and the Giants, put them together. and get
And
one.
even when the Giants had 2 weeks of notoriety with their running back, what's the guy's name? Something Boo.
Yeah, and then you had Russell Wilson there for about a minute.
He was there yesterday. He got sacked.
Yeah, it's a 105 start on Fox for Seattle and the Rams. The Rams.
Well, I see, because I live in LA, I see Rams and Charger games every weekend, and the Rams had a hell of a season to start with, but they've wakened and healed, and they're tough as nails right now. They're a mess. I wouldn't want to play them.
It'd be a good game. 2 7-2 teams. Lot riding. You know, you don't like to say it's a must win, but if you're jockeying for position in the division,
You better win.
and the conference, you better win that game.
Unless you're a team that thinks losing is some sort of an advantage. There are teams that appear to take that as an advantage.
The Jets.
There you go.
The Jets. I mean, the Jets believe that losing is a thing that you should do.
And what about Buffalo? They lost to Miami, and they really lost.
How the hell? I mean, I watched Miami play last week, and I can't figure out how anybody loses to Miami.
They stopped believing in their press, and they went out and just played a good game.
How do you lose to Miami?
They did it.
How in the world do you lose to Miami?
Well, they're Buffalo guys, so they came down. The weather was nice. They didn't know what to do.
Something like that must have happened. And then you got Sunday night, the Lions and the Eagles, and then the Cowboys. I love the Cowboys. 3-5-1.
Eat my dust.
How do you get a 1 these days?
You get into overtime and don't know what you're doing.
It must be tough to get a 1. It ain't easy to get a 1.
I think the 49ers have a 1.
Is that who they were playing?
I don't know.
It says here San Francisco 6-4.
No, they don't have a 1. I thought they did.
Not according to the NFL. All right,
I'll put $20 on that.
We got through a whole show today just talking sports. Do you believe that?
And we're going to name that stadium after Donald Trump as soon as Washington starts building it.
Why don't they just play in the ballroom?
Hell of an idea. Let's float that and see what happens.
Why don't they just play in the ballroom?
There's a lot of reflective surfaces there. It's too gaudy. It's easy to lose the ball on the lights.
It's not supposed to play in the gold. It's a goal post, not a gold post.
Oh, I misunderstood. Different game. It's a whole different game since I was a kid.
My grandfather used to say the gold post. He kicked it to the goal post.
All right, Vinnie, I'll see you Wednesday.
See you on Wednesday, man. Be good. Thank you. We'll see you on Wednesday. If the Lord's will and the creek don't rise. Until then, peace, love, and Manischewitz.
Have some. It's quite a wine. Quite a
Yeah,
wine. See you, Ben.